Hey booze, hey, do your blankets feel like super glue in the morning? Well sis, it's time to shake them off. Welcome to Wake Up Happy Sis, the show that jumpstarts your day with a bang. We're strolling down these self-care streets as we navigate the maze of wellness and healing. We're helping you live happy, healed, and whole. And we do it all with a hearty dose of belly laughs for good measure. Stay tuned and get ready to wake up happy, sis. Hello, everybody. It's your girl, Leanne Dulce, Chief Self-Love Officer over here at Wake Up Happy Sis. And you are tuned into another episode of the Wake Up Happy Sis show. We're broadcasting. Let me turn on all my channels, okay? We're broadcasting live on KCCR Cityscape Radio, where we're changing the narrative for our people because we're always telling our stories our way, and we're unapologetic about it. All right. So today's episode is in honor of Labor Day. We are talking about flipping the script, redefining success on your terms. And it's really all about taking back control and writing your own definition of success. We're diving deep into how you can align your career with your values, how you can set boundaries like a boss, and how you can create a life that truly reflects who you are. Now, whether you're climbing that corporate ladder, whether you're building your own business, your own empire, or just still trying to figure it out and you're somewhere in the middle, this episode is for you. So, as always, grab your favorite cup of something, fill it with love like we do every day, and let's flip the script together, okay? So, my co-host Sharonda should be in a moment. You know, she takes her morning walk before we do the show every morning. On Mondays and Thursdays, she's on her walk, getting her health and her fitness in. So, she'll be on soon. Hey, everybody. Hey to all my new listeners out there. If you are in the comments on YouTube, on LinkedIn, on Facebook, on Instagram, shoot me a hey and let me know where you are tuning in from. And on TikTok, let me know over there too, because I'm watching y'all. I got y'all over here on one screen. I got all my other people over here. Once we get to 10K, baby, we are going to have you on the main screen, so you'll be able to see all the things. So make sure you're giving up some hearts, some love, some flowers, some something over there on TikTok. Now, let's get to the main meat of what we're talking about today. Again, today is because it's Labor Day. We are really talking about how do you define success on your terms and how do you align it to your values to get where you want to go in life. Now, I want to start with, let's understand how societal and cultural norms really shaped our definitions of what success is. Because whether you believe that or not, it really has, and it really does. Now, for decades, success has been defined through the lens of financial wealth, status, and power. Wealth, status, and power. That's typically how it's been defined, right? And these metrics have been heavily influenced by a Eurocentric and patriarchal perspective. And that really neglects the unique experiences and aspirations of people like us, Black women, Black men, people of color. Now, this definition isn't universal though, right? And it's really a westernized definition of success. And we can better define it to align with our values and our experiences. So your definition of success doesn't have to match everybody else's, right? That's the beauty of it. Now, how do we do that? This involves recognizing those historical pressures, okay? Because those historical pressures have really shaped our current understanding, and we have to begin the journey of redefining success in a way that feels authentic, true, and liberating for us. Now, if you're in the comments, come on, throw me a comment and say, hey, don't leave me here talking to myself. You guys know I like to have a conversation. I don't like to just talk to myself over here. So it's okay to say, hey, Lee. It's okay to say hi to me. I'm a very nice person. Now, in a lot of cultures, success is really tied to their collective values, right? Like your family obligations, like community roles. And it's not just on individual achievements. Now, for Black women, this really can mean you're feeling pressure to carry the weight of generational expectations, or that you have to conform to societal roles that don't really align with your personal desires. Now, when you understand these kind of cultural and societal dynamics, understanding them is crucial to breaking free from expectations that don't really serve our greater good and our true purpose. Redefining success, it involves creating a balance, that harmony between honoring your cultural values, but pursuing personal fulfillment. And they don't always have to be at odds, right? We can find that harmony and that balance that works for us. And in fact, we should do that. Now, we all know that media really plays a significant role in how it shapes our perception and how we see and feel about success. And often it glorifies a narrow, often unattainable, let's keep that part in there, version of success. Think about the super luxury lifestyles that are flaunted in our face, right? Super high powered careers, and that relentless hustle that they make look so simple, right? Everybody is not going to be an elite athlete. Everyone is not going to be a superstar, an actor, a singer, right? Everybody ain't going to be Whitney. They're not going to be, Missy Elliott. You're not going to be, though. Those are things that people can aspire to, but not a lot of people make it to those heights. Everybody can't be LeBron. Yes, you were good in high school. You may have been good in college, but so were a lot of other people. But those are the images that they show us as a definition of success. They don't show us a person that's running a successful nonprofit that's really truly impacting and saving and helping lives. Maybe because her or his nonprofit isn't in the multi-million-dollar level, right? Now, this narrow definition, this narrative that they're feeding us, it can be damaging because it's going to run us into burnout and feelings of inadequacy. Oh, I really want to go to the NFL. And he's just not good enough. Or he's good enough, but there's competition is so high, and so is everybody else that's going up at the same time, right? There's not enough space for everybody. So it's important that we really critically evaluate the narratives that are being fed to us. And we need to recognize their impact on our self-worth and our life choices. How is all this impacting us? Is it making us feel like this is something that we can attain? Everybody ain't going to be president. Everybody ain't going to be a lawyer, a senator, right? Those kind of elected office positions. Does it make you feel inadequate, or does it make you feel like, you know what? I'm about to go after what I want. I'm going after my dreams. For a lot of people, I think it makes us feel somewhat a level of inadequacy of things that we cannot achieve, right? But we have to recognize the impact that these narratives have on us. But when we disconnect from these unrealistic portrayals and say, that doesn't have to be my life. I don't have to live that life to live a successful life. We really can create a more grounded and personalized definition of success. Well, welcome, welcome, welcome.
Good morning.
How are you this morning?
Weird, but awesome. I'm here.
Mm-hmm. Are we still weird from yesterday? Weird?
No, I couldn't sleep in the middle of the night, so my sleep was broken. But I
Yeah.
still had to go get my walk in. So,
Oh, of course. That's what I told people you was on your morning walk. Now I let them know.
see, you know what it is.
I let them know. I let them know, Sharon,
Can
you
I
get
just
up.
tell you, your girl was down to 185.2
Yeah, I need to get my life together.
from 199.
You better do it, do it, do it, do it, do it. Hey.
Consistency and a
Consistency
little
is
bit of PT. Yep, physical fitness.
yes, that's what we gotta do. That's what we gotta do. So today we're talking about, in honor of Labor Day, we're talking about flipping the script and redefining success on your own terms. And I know you know a lot about that because you went ahead and said, you know what, this rat race ain't for me no more. I'm about to switch it up.
Mm-hmm.
Let me go on and retire. Let me go on and retire. Y'all can have this.
And
I
can
know
give a
you
whole
will have,
damn class on it, girl.
look, I know you have some ideas and thoughts that you can share with us. Kind of now I'm kind of just giving some background. You know, I like to get a little background to the people.
Absolutely. So thank you for holding it down.
Mm-hmm.
So I would like to start this off with if your job has anything like a thrift savings plan or a 401k or whatever it is, matching is not where the change happens, because people they fall into the whole thinking that that's all that I need to pay myself. Well, what happens if you wake up and like, you know what, I can't do this shit no more, and but then you look at your doggone investments and they're like, because you stopped at matching and you didn't go above and beyond. So when your company tells you that the max that you can invest is 19, I retired from the government. So if your max that you can pay yourself is 19,500 across the year before the age of 50, then fucking do it. After 50, it goes up to 26,500. These are numbers back from 2022, by the way. And so we started maxing out when I was about 47, 48 years old. And then the situation came up when they were saying that you have to wait until you're 50 to go do the bump up or catch up, to the 26,500. My birthday's in December. You mean to tell me
Wasn't
you mean to tell me I gotta
wasn't
miss out on a whole damn year of
well,
max?
you wasn't 50. You wasn't. Is it really missing out if you weren't 50 yet?
But that's not the rule. The rule is the year you turn 50, not when
Oh,
you
and they
turn
were
50.
like, you can't. They tried
They
to
out here
impose
fucking
on
people
you.
over that don't know better or don't have a ride or die that's a former finance officer from the
Well,
army.
yeah, you need. I mean, you need people like that can tell you that. But that's not
Yeah.
what we're talking about right now. So hold that
Okay,
horse.
so yeah,
Hold
got
that
on the
horse.
soapbox. But yes,
Right.
so you need to make sure that you pay
But
yourself.
that's one piece of success, right? But we're
Yes.
talking about what we're talking about is thinking outside of the box of what everyone else says success is. Meaning meaning I have to be rich, I have to be at this top career, I need to be a superstar, I need to, these some often unattainable narratives that are put in front of us, or the expectations that we have from our families, from our community, cultural and societal expectations, and really looking at what helps me feel fulfilled at the end of the day. What's going to help me reach that point of what I feel like freedom is. Now,
Okay.
we're not saying don't get to the bag. We are not saying that. I will never say
Mm.
that. What I'm
So
saying is Don't let that be the defining characteristic of success for you is, did I end my life rich? Because there's so much more in life than money. If I asked you,
Yes.
if I told you that I would give you $10 million, but you would die in 3 hours, are you going to take that $10 million? Unless I'm already deathly about to be, unless I'm already damn near dead.
Mm.
And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna sacrifice myself for my family because I know I only got like a week left to live or something. I'll take that bet. But normally, no, because money isn't even on people's, when you think of the top five things we think money is, but time is so much more valuable than
Okay,
money.
let's talk about it. That part right there. So earlier this year, went to Aruba, and it was a women's retreat,
Mhm.
and I found out the reason why I was put here on Earth, and
Mm,
it is to be a pitcher to pour into others. There's where my richness lies. There's where my blessing lies. There's where my purpose lies. There.
yeah,
And this is something that I've been doing my whole life, but I specifically asked what my purpose was. And that's what the answer was, that he put me here to pour into others. And let me tell you, earlier this year, when
mhm,
we went back to Tuskegee for the Beta Gamma Honor Society induction ceremony for the cream of the crop of the student body,
right.
and we were the only outsiders there and stuff. So it was like a closed ceremony because no parents showed up, only the president and the chairmans and all of that kind of stuff. And so we went there because we were invited by Dr.
Mm,
Upchurch, to come and show up and let the kids see what right looks like after Tuskegee and stuff, because they have no clue what's on the other side of graduation. But
right.
to see not one but two business house graduates come back to give back and to pour into these kids, girl, their
Mhm,
eyeballs were as big as saucers because they were like, it's not even homecoming. Y'all came back here just for this? I was
mhm.
like, don't discount that. That is highly important. And that is how we're tithing and going back to Tuskegee and each one reach one, teach one, quote
That's what you
unquote.
have to do.
Yes.
That's
So
what
you're
you have to do.
pulling
And
up
that's,
the next generation.
I agree. And that's what people don't get is that for some people is where their riches lie, like you
Oh my
said.
God.
And you have to know, but you're not going to know if you don't start doing a little soul searching, a little digging in, a little realizing and understanding and redefining, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
Because
mm-hmm.
for Black women, I really feel like redefining success means that we have to break away from all these stereotypes, and especially from this self-imposed, culturally imposed, societally imposed superwoman role that we've been thrust into,
You
right?
better take it off, take that
Yeah,
cape off.
we gotta take the cape off. And we have to acknowledge the unique challenges that we face. Racism and sexism. Black men are gonna face the racism, but they're not facing the sexism part because they still are higher than us because they're men, right? But
Disconnect on the right race line.
we have that duality of racism and sexism, right?
Hmm.
But we also have to be able to celebrate our resilience and achievements that may not fit into the different conventional molds that they give us,
Hmm.
right? We have to challenge this negative shit over here and all these roles and what they tell us we're supposed to be and how we're supposed to feel and how we're supposed to think, look, and act, and be
Girl.
like, this is my lane over here. Like you said, I'm a servant leader myself, right? I don't always like people, but I love.
I discovered that part about myself. Even though I was born a social butterfly, I don't like peopling sometimes.
Right.
Hmm.
Sometimes I need to. That's what right. I love people. I don't like peopling sometimes
Mm-hmm.
because I'm an empath, so I absorb a lot, or a lot of energy comes at me. I don't
Is that why
absorb it.
things be hitting me like that though?
Could
Because
be.
of the being an empath and not knowing it?
It could be because if you're around, so let's say, like for me, I've kind of learned how not to take on everybody's pain and everybody's baggage.
Mm,
Because a
mhm,
lot of times, if you're an empath, that cancers, I think, are more in tune to being empaths, right?
mhm,
Because we are the nurturers of the zodiac sign.
mhm.
But we absorb, we take on, we absorb, we take on, we absorb, we take on. And your happiness, somebody else's negativity is going to come. That's why when you come into a room, sometimes that room feels so heavy and it's so negative, right?
Girl,
Or you feel just all of a sudden, you hurt just like the person next to you is hurting. You can literally feel their pain sometimes, right? For me, I don't have that so much anymore because I've learned how to be that empathetic person without taking on that negativity and
I
without
don't know how to do that part. I don't know how social workers, therapists,
you have to
I don't
learn.
know how to do it.
Well, you have to learn how to do it, right? It's something that you have to learn, that everyone's pain does not have to be Sharonda's pain, does not have to be Leanne's pain,
So
right?
can Sagittariuses be empaths or
No,
nurturers of the?
it's not a because I'm a cancer. I just think more cancers are in tune to it. But anybody, I won't say anybody can be an empath. The ability there for empath is not just, oh, you're a cancer, you're automatically an empath,
Mm,
right? There, in theory, anybody could be an empath,
mhm,
I guess. I don't know how it works.
mhm,
I know how it works for me, right? And I've just been studying and looking at the signs and looking at how I've been my whole life. And people have always been drawn to me and tell me, I mean, people I don't know tell me all their life business, every negative
that's
thing.
me too.
And people are like, you know what? I want to thank you because you just spoke into my spirit.
Wow.
Right. And that's
Mhm,
something that I've always had since I was a little kid. I
mhm.
talk about that in my docu-series. That'll be coming out probably sometime this month. I don't know.
What you to do?
I might go ahead and release that. You guys will learn some new things about me in my docu-series. So for those of you who are interested in who is that sexy bald woman, what is she all about? My docu-series will tell you a little bit more behind the scenes of Leanne
Did you
Dulce.
say docu series?
I said docu-series, baby. Yes.
Y'all heard it. She said it, y'all. She said it. She doing things, y'all.
Good. I'm trying. I'm out here trying to live my best life. Now,
Oh,
one of
speaking
the
of
things, oh,
the that what you just said about living your best life when we were pouring into those kids, girl, we still talking about this. This happened in April. We
mhm,
had so much fun walking in our purpose, God-given
yeah,
purpose, and it would be revealed to me the next month. I didn't know officially say that that's what I was put here to do. I've been doing that my whole life, but I never specifically asked like I did in May and pouring in
mhm,
like just when I was in Detroit last week and getting on the level of my young cut my me and my cousins that grew up together, we now have family reunions and we have children. And so
yeah.
to be able to get on the level with their kids that never talk to anybody. We got family members that live in the same city that they don't talk to, but they know who I am. We have eyeball to eyeball conversations. I expect greatness and I will be coming at you for it and stuff. That's what you told me. That's what I'm gonna be looking for in the next couple of years and stuff.
Well,
Or
because the young people need that, and they don't always get that from. They don't feel like they can talk to their parents
they
and
don't
all of
feel
that.
seen. Nina
Feel
said
seen,
they feel
heard,
seen.
understood. They don't feel
Mhm.
seen, heard, understood.
Until I come home. I'm like, are you serious?
Yeah, no, I mean, but that's a lot of people. Like one of my cousins, this was many years ago.
Mhm.
So I'm in Seattle, watching the kids. I don't know where the rest of my little cousins and all of them are, but I've got the kids. We watch them at, I think I'm at my daughter's house,
Mhm.
and I'm watching the kids. And one of the little boys, his nickname is Dilly. because he looked like Dill Pickle, the cartoon from the Rugrats. He looked like that when he was a baby.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, I don't like when they call me Dilly. He said, I don't like that. He said, my dad said my name is da 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 da. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not going to say what his real name is. He was like, and he sat and we talked the whole time. He was like maybe 4, right? And we just chatting it up. I'm talking about the boy don't stop. He didn't stop running his mouth the whole time. Everybody was like, so I started calling him by what he asked me to call him by.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
People were like, those guys came back. He's talking to you. I said, that boy ain't stopped talking since he been here.
Hello.
Because
When
when
they
people
see
still
you.
feeding, they see her. But that's a part of the success metric for me, right? And what we have to do, especially as Black women, when we're looking at that, we need to reflect on what success means to us. That means you have to pause, look at what's gone on in your life, the good, the bad, the ugly, and really reflect on what success means to you. You
Mm-hmm.
might journal. We talk about all the things here on this show: journaling, meditation, having really deep conversations with trusted friends, mentors, guides. You really have to ask yourself, whose script am I following? Am I the lead in my own movie, or am I following a script that's been given to me? Right? Am I living out somebody else's definition of success? Or have I taken the time to define it for myself? Because our first definitions of success come from the people that we see, our parents, the elders around us. Second's going to come from TV, media, and all that. Third, I think, is coming from society at large, things that are thrust upon us, right? So most of our growing up, we're following somebody else's script because we have to. That's how we learn. But
Mm-hmm.
once you are an adult and you are able to think for yourself, you paying your own bills, you are making your own way in the world, that's when you have to start redefining what success means to you, right? Personal success, it is so deeply individual. What Sharonda feels is success and what Leanne feels is success don't have to be the same thing for it to be right for both of us. And it should be rooted in your values, your passions, and your desires. Values, passions, desires. And when you take that time to reflect on what success means to you, what happiness means to you, what freedom and fulfillment look like in your life, you're going to have so much clarity, and it's going to empower you to make the decisions that you need to make along the way for your personal life, for your professional life, for your social life, your service life, whatever, so that you have a more fulfilling life and you don't get down to the end of your life and you're regretting a lot of the decisions you've made because you were living somebody else's life.
Child, you being in my hind pockets. So when I woke up in February of 2022,
Okay.
that's when I was like, I can't do this anymore because I think it was the um looked like a rip in the matrix occurred for me that day. And this is what I thought I was supposed to be doing to, work towards retirement and, like, their standard of retirement, but realizing nowadays that retirement is a function of finances, not of age. That's how I was able to start this journey at 50. I'll be 53 in December. And of course, we're always the youngest retirees in wherever we go and stuff, right? And they're like, I, y'all not even old enough to be here. So,
Mhm.
but when you get new information to make better decisions, and
That's right.
quicker movement happens, because now you don't have to wait till whatever the doggone retirement age is and
And
stuff.
and don't.
You can start this now, today. You can, because I did it, and that's how I know it's possible. And it's
Definitely.
the awakening to yourself and out of the dream of doing what you think you have to. And then once you start doing what you want to, because those things are two different things sometimes and stuff, right? And then life becomes even more richer, and your
Right.
experiences become even more richer. And oh my gosh, you're happier. And it's a whole new world. And those breaking free moments. When I say breaking free, it is what is the name? What's the name? The part of speech where you have the two words and they become one.
Mm.
It's it's a breaking through is one word, right? But in the middle of that word, KING, is capital KING, because that's where my faith comes in. So
Okay.
when I'm breaking through, that's a total action word or phrase that's happening. And, things are starting to fall away and peel away and stuff like, oh, hey, there I am. Hey, let's do more of what makes you happy. What is the worst that can happen when you do more of what makes you happy? And what makes me happy is pouring into others, into the floodgates of their minds and their souls open right before you, because they're being seen by somebody. you know it's that thing, I see you and we're having a conversation.
Oh
And
yeah.
that's the breakthrough part that's so addictive, Leanne. Oh my gosh, these
Definitely.
kids, they were like somebody's actually talking to
Like
my
what?
cousins, my young cousins. Like somebody's actually talking to me and asking me what it is I want to do with my life. And they keep asking me for some reason, and they actually want to know. And I mean, their parents were telling me they never do that with anybody. I come into town every couple of months, but they never do that with anybody but me. So I feel
Because
like
they
a Pied
because they
Piper.
feel because you found what your thing is. Some people go their whole lives and they've never had this conversation with themselves about how do I define success? What makes me happy?
Mhm.
Like I said, whose script am I following? Am I
Girl,
following my script or am I following a script that's been handed to me by somebody else? Right? And how
you,
do we challenge someone else's script
yeah,
so that we can
you-
start writing and living our own and following our own script? And look, we say this word on damn near every episode. And I'm gonna just put it out there.
I think you should. I think you should.
We need to set boundaries, boundaries, boundaries,
Foot stomp. Set boundaries. Did y'all hear her? With
boundaries,
yourself first.
period. Because if you don't have a boundary with yourself, if you can't even enforce a boundary with yourself, how can you expect to be able to enforce a boundary with someone else?
Ma'am. That
Right?
part.
And because we need to protect our time, we need to protect our energy, we need to protect
And
our
what's
peace.
what's inside of here?
Yes.
Because I lost my peace at work, and that's when, in February, that's when it happened. Because I was just like, it's not fun anymore.
Yeah. I,
And
I used to love what I do. And now as of today, it feels like work. Baby, when something you love starts to feel like work, that
say
is
it.
one of the worst feelings because what are you dealing with at that point? You haven't set the necessary boundaries. So at this point, you're probably dealing with burnout, microaggressions in the workplace.
Feeling undervalued,
Yes,
disrespected.
unseen, unheard, unvalued, not even undervalued, unvalued. Like I'm working my ass off. I'm the first person in, the last person to leave, and I don't feel seen, heard, appreciated, or valued for the contributions I make. And
Ma'am,
sometimes those
say that.
contributions are very heavy. Y'all in there doing all the work, and your manager is the one taking all the credit. You might even have a nice executive position. You might be a director. You ain't you they damn sure ain't letting you become a VP in some places. And we're not saying it's not possible for you to be a VP. We're saying in that space in the company where you are right now, it might not be possible in that environment. But we want to be able to maintain a happy work life harmony. I don't like to say balance. I feel like if you hear, you dead. We need to have a balance. We need to have harmony. I strive for harmony, not balance in my life. That's just me personally. I strive for harmony, right? What is my natural rhythm, my harmony? Now, research shows that employees who set clear boundaries report higher job satisfaction and lower stress levels. And that's by the American Psychological Association. Now, this might be that, you know what? I set boundaries around my work hours. I limit after hours communication. It might be clearly defining your job roles. And this is what I do. It doesn't mean you don't go above and beyond sometimes, but it means I'm not going to do somebody else's job and not get paid for it. I'll help out a little bit, but consistently, I cannot be the person that's going above and beyond and doing someone else's job, and you're not recognizing me for it. You expect me to do it, but you are not recognizing me for it. I ain't going to do that, right? For example, you're expected to respond to emails outside of work hours. You ain't getting paid for that. Because if you try and put some extra hours on that timesheet, blah.
Girl.
Now, but you could, the boundary that you could put in place is say, what I'm going to do is instead of the 8 hours I work, maybe I'll work 7.5 hours. And then I can check my email one time at like 6 p.m. before I do all my things I need to do with my family. Because then I'm still working my 8 hours. You could do something like that. Or you could say, I will only respond to things in the evening that are an emergency, and then I will flex my time the next day to account for whatever work I completed the night before.
Ooh, I like that.
We got to
All you
think.
have to do is do it one time before management to be like,
Or you have to say, am I approved for this overtime because you're asking me to do these things outside of my normal hours, and I'm not getting, and I need to be compensated for this.
Boundary. Hey.
Boundaries. Now, just a small tweak like that can really help you significantly reduce your stress and help you improve your focus, which is helping you feel more fulfilled and back to being happy and loving what you do in your job.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes it's like these boundaries ain't working and I got to change it up. But we're talking about boundaries right now. We're going to get to that too. Now, sometimes for us, Black women, cultural expectations can really make it hard to set boundaries. And I'm not just talking about at work, I'm talking about at home, right? We often have the pressure. Now, if you raise your hand to yourself, if this is you, I have to be everything to everybody.
That was my old life.
I have to, no, but raise your hand because it's been you, right? Everybody comes to you with their problems. But when you have a problem, nobody really seems to be around. You're seen as the strong one. You don't need any help. So even as growing up as a kid, because you were strong, you were intelligent, you were seemingly, able to take care of yourself, your sisters, cousins, whoever got more attention, and you felt less love from your family because You were the strong one. You were the capable one. So they focused more energy and attention on the ones that needed their help.
Hmm. That
Right?
could also be in your friendships too.
Yes. At work, at home, within your community, within your friendships and your social circles. It's really crucial to remember at this point that setting boundaries is not selfish. It is an act of self care and self love that is necessary and required in your life.
It's not selfish, it's self-full.
Say it again.
It's not selfish, it's self-full.
Period. People think it's selfish. It's not. If I don't have the leading role in my life, and I've given the leading role to my mama who runs my life, or my aunt, or my job, or my whatever, I'm not being true to myself. I'm not
Hmm.
being true to my life, and my life is worth more than the service I give to others. And I'm going to say that again for those in the back who
Can you
didn't
say
hear.
it in my good ear, please?
Let me say it. Let me lean in. My life, your life, our lives are worth more than the service we give to others.
Mm.
Yes, you can be the best mother, the best wife, the best employee, the best boss, the best whatever, the best community activist, the best friend. It doesn't mean that you give your everything and you save nothing for yourself. It means I give to me first, because what? My cup, what's in the cup is for me. We got to go back to this testimony and this test, because we got to make sure you guys remember what's in the cup is for me. I should not be giving out of what's in the cup. This is my special juice.
Wait,
It's water. It's
wait,
water.
this is
Go
what she
and get
did,
your
y'all.
special juice too. What is
Emphasis.
what you give is from that abundance, from that overflow.
Yes.
When
It's
you fill
awesome.
your cup up, when you stay full and you are replenishing your energy, your spirit, your happiness, your fulfillment, you will always have an abundance to give to others. So you will continue. You'll be an even better mom, because now you ain't feeling so stressed and snapping at your kids because they run around the house just doing what toddlers do, breaking shit, getting into everything, touching everything, want to learn
Mm.
how to talk back when they first learn no, don't even know what it means, right? It'll
Mm.
make you a better mother, a better
Mm.
wife, a better whatever. But you're not doing it just for them. I'm doing it first for me so I can be the best Leanne that I can be for me, because I deserve to be happy just because of who I am, because I'm Leanne, not because I'm Michael's mother, not because I'm Smith's ex-wife, right? Because I'm Leanne and I'm fucking fabulous and I deserve happiness. I deserve freedom and fulfillment just because
Two,
I
two,
am me.
two. Two, 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 two.
We need some sound effects.
There you
We
go. I just gave you
load us
one.
up. No, I'm gonna load us up some, like, see, and we need some stuff like that. I'm gonna get us some cinematic effects, load them up so we can drop them in. Like all the other shows, they press that little button on the board and it does the sound. We need some of that, right? So we have to challenge the cultural norms that are put upon us,
Mm-hmm.
right? Women who set boundaries and enforce the boundaries. You can't just set them, you have to. It's not a
That
set and
part.
forget it. You have to enforce it. But women who enforce boundaries are more likely to report higher levels of self-esteem and lower levels of anxiety. Your cortisol levels are going down, your serotonin levels are going up, right?
Girl.
Now, how do
Mm.
I implement this? You have to start by identifying areas where you are feeling overwhelmed. Get your book out. Get you a post-it note. Look, I'm going to show you what I keep next to my desk. I keep a big old stack of little cards. And baby, when I tell you, I use them. I leverage them
Wow.
heavily
Mm-hmm.
to write little things down, to write little mantras, things I hear, whatever. Take something like that, and on each card, on the front of each card, You're going to write down one aspect of your life, one area where you feel overwhelmed. I'm giving y'all homework. You're going to write down on the card one area of your life where you feel overwhelmed. You're going to do that for as many cards as you need. Okay. And on the back of that, I want you to write down what not being overwhelmed in that space looks like for you. What is a boundary you can set in that area that would help you not feel so overwhelmed? And you could put more than one boundary on the back. You could have 3 or 4. But I want you to do that. And now you've got a set of flashcards that you need to work through. Because you now have your problem
and the answer on the back.
Solution. And you need to get in the mirror and practice saying no in a firm but respectful manner. And you could write that. You could write that on. I want you to write that down at the bottom. How do I say no to requests in this area in a firm but respectful manner? Because no is a complete sentence, baby. I'm not able to do that. I don't have the capacity. You could simply say, I do not have the capacity to add that to my life at this time. See how nice that is? That's firm, but respectful. It's not like, oh, hell no. If you don't get out of my face, you don't have to do that. Right?
You just gave me the words that I need to deal with my sister that I was talking to you about yesterday. I don't
That's
have
what
the
we do here.
capacity to deal with you, and I just don't. I don't.
And you don't have to have any other explanation after that.
Mm-mm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And you could also go to Chat GPT, Claude, any of the others, and say, hey, I need a firm yet respectful way to say no to this situation. And ask it to give you different options. And if it's trained on who you are and how you talk, it might be able to give you some options in places that you feel more comfortable saying no. Because I know that's hard, especially if it's saying it to a parent or an authority figure, where growing up, that was not an option for us. Say
Mm.
no. Say no. I grew up with my grandmother. My mother died when I was very young. My father wasn't in my life. You didn't say no to my grandmother. She beat the crap out
Say
of me.
what now?
She is a heavy-handed little woman too.
Oh,
I wasn't gonna get the brakes beat off of me. Not gonna happen.
not the big mama.
No, not her. Now I have my grandmother, my great grandmother, and my great great grandmother up into my teens.
Wow,
Okay.
that's amazing.
Now Big Mama, that was my great great grandmother. Now she
Oh
was
damn, that was my
my.
life too. Sorry, I just totally blanked out.
You said I had that too, but
Oh,
everybody doesn't have that ability to have that. And Big Mama, we would go to her house and she would have a little candy jar, and she was one who spoke. She wasn't gonna hit you or nothing. She was a speaker. And she could break you down with them words. Okay. Now my granny, that was my great grandmother.
mm-hmm.
She was a taxi driver. She used to take us, and was the she was the baker of the family and the maker of all the things. Like she used to make these triple layer coconut cakes. She used to make preserves and like do her own things. And she would take us in her cab and she would go and we go pick blackberries and stuff. She was very light on her feet. My grandmother, my great grandmother, my great great grandmother, not small women. That's not in my family, not really a thing, small women. But she could tiptoe through that house. And as she would say, she could hear a rat piss on cotton. She could too. I don't know. She could hear everything. And she could tiptoe through that house and you would never know. She was also very heavy handed. If she hit you, baby, you then you have my grandmother. We called her mama. So she was a school teacher. She was very crafty. She could make things. She was the cook of the family. Now her and Granny could both cook, throw down. That's how I got my skills. Okay, but Mama was the cook of the family. She was the matriarch. You know, also heavy-handed. She did put her foot across my neck once to give me a whooping because I was the runner. You gonna catch me and work for this ass whooping you giving me. You gonna catch
Can
me.
I have a sidebar? Can I just ask um or tell you or inform you that's why Ali feel the way that he feels?
What you mean? I
A
ain't never
runner.
put my leg. I ain't put my leg across Ollie's neck.
But the runner part of Ali identifies with Leanne.
My baby Ollie. He the dog, the puppers. He is definitely a runner. He's a runner. He's a track star. Yes, he will run. But yes, he probably got it from me. I'm gonna say it's okay. But back to what we were saying. That was a long way to say there are expectations that are set by us well before we were born that are handed down from generation to generation to generation to generation. We're expected to be these strong women because we came from a line of what? Strong women, right? We're expected to be this, and this by society because that's the role that Black women have been placed into. And it's hard to say no to those authority figures when they have been such strong figures throughout your life. How do you say no to your mother, to your father, to your grandmother? Especially if you come from those families where they are very strong personalities, type A personalities. It's not always easy. So you have to practice. That was the point. Let's circle it back around. You have to practice saying no in a firm but respectful manner. Get yourself 4 or 5 little ways to say no. My favorite is no.
Hmm. Plain and
But
simple.
no, I'm good. I don't really want to.
A whole no will do.
I'm busy. I'm busy right now. There's so many ways that you can say it. Find a couple that feel good to your espirito and go on, make it happen. Now, practical tips for setting boundaries. Okay. Again, we've got the first one. Write down what's overwhelming you. On this side, you're going to write down some boundaries you can put in place. And then you're going to write down how you're going to say no in this situation on the back of the card. These are my boundaries, and this is my no statement. And you're going to go in the mirror. You're going to read it out loud, look at yourself in the mirror, and say that no. You're going to practice it until you're confident at it. Okay? Because we need to get these energy suckers out of our life, these things that are overwhelming us, that are stressing us. Boundaries can also be delegating stuff that you don't need to do to have on your plate. It might be postponing some things. It might be eliminating some things. We don't even do this anymore. Right? Because these things are going to help you reclaim your time, not feel so stressed, get your energy back. Do an energy audit. I'm giving y'all audit.
Ooh, I like that term.
You want to assess the activities that drain your energy. People, places, things that are energy vampires in your life that are sucking your energy, that are draining your energy. And based on this audit, you can do this audit every quarter, every month if you want, right? We're just going to do a check. Create you a little form in Canva that you can print out, multiple copies, add to it as time goes on. And based on that audit, prioritize activities that fuel you because now you're looking at all the things you're doing. Ooh, yes, yes, no, hell no. Oh, hell, hell, hell no. And you can now put higher on the list the activities that are fueling you, that are bringing you energy. Do those things early because that's going to help sustain your energy. And then set boundaries around those things that don't. You may not be able to get away from doing it, but you may be able to set some boundaries around how it gets done so that it's less of an energy suck. And you have to overcome the guilt because a lot of people suffer from guilt when it comes to setting boundaries. How do
Mm-hmm.
I say no to my kids? My mom has always been there for me. How do I say no? I'm going to lose my job if I say no. You're not. You're not. You have to remember what did I say? What did I say about this cup?
Do not give from the cup.
That's right. Because if your cup is empty and you've drained your cup because you're giving to yourself, but then you're giving more to everybody else out of so that so much so that you've drained your cup, you have nothing else to give.
Ain't nobody supposed to be in that cup but you. Everybody else needs to be given from getting in that saucer, not inside. If you
That's
even
right.
feel like a finger trying to get inside your damn
You better
cup,
snatch it away.
cut it out because that is for you, not for anyone else.
That's right. Now,
Girl,
when you set those boundaries,
mm-hmm.
we have to just remember that these boundaries are necessary for your well-being. We're claiming our peace, we're reclaiming our time, we're reclaiming our energy, and we're protecting our mental health, right? And our well-being. And so what you're doing is enabling yourself to show up more fully in your life and in the lives of those around you. I can now show up more fully and authentically as myself and give you the best that I have of me. And you can use cognitive behavioral therapy techniques like reframing your negative thoughts that are associated with guilt so that you can reinforce the positive outcomes. Write yourself some affirmations. Get you another card. That's why I said keep some cards on hand. Write affirmations like I am worthy of rest,
Mm.
right? And I'm gonna write, I think for what I'm gonna do is I'm going to create some affirmations. And I want to do a session that talks about affirmations based on your chakra, your energy centers within your body. I am statements are great, but they're foundational. There are ones that are so much more powerful, but it's the affirmations we tend to go to is I am. I know, I love, I think, I feel, right? I love when I am well rested.
Oh, girl.
That's another version of that I am worthy of rest, right? Rest looks so good on me,
Call it into existence, girl.
right? These are things, right, that you can put affirmations around these feelings of guilt and reframe those negatives. Every time you have a negative feeling or thought about guilt, reframe it in a positive way. Turn that negative into a positive. Hello, Jean. I don't know. That looks like another language, but hello. We're gonna say hey to you. Hey, boo, hey.
Hey,
And in our last minute, this
goodness
minute
gracious.
has gone so fast. We're going to have to do maybe Thursday, we'll come back and we'll talk about this again because we didn't even get into aligning your career with your values. Because a part of your success definition is now I have to align my career with my values so that I continue to love what I do. And then we didn't even get to creating a success plan that works for you. So Thursday, we're going to come back and we're going to finish up this segment. So it will be a two-part series on flipping the script, redefining success on your terms. So in our last minute, is there anything, a tip? Do you have a tip for how they can redefine success on their terms? or how they can
I
set a boundary or something before we go?
uh-huh. I dare you to ask God what you're here for, what you were born to do. I dare you. And it'll open your eyes to so many different things, and things will make sense to you because you're walking in your purpose. But now it's going to be deliberate. Ask Him why you were born and wait for the answer. And then let that help guide you into what needs to happen next.
Yeah,
Ask God what your purpose is. The most important days in your life is the day you were born and the day you find out why.
that's right. Now, I love that because a lot of us walk through this life and we're so confused as to why we're here. Sometimes we question why we're here and we may not want to be on this earth anymore because we feel so disconnected from self. And that means when we're disconnected from self, from our root, from our source, from our father, we are disconnected from everything else.
Mm-hmm. Gotta plug in.
So I'm encouraging you to take your first step today, whether it's setting a small boundary, defining a personal success metric, or simply just writing down and hashing out a goal. Goal actions, right? Take that goal and hash it out into what are all the actions necessary for you to accomplish that goal. Remember that success is a journey that unfolds one step at a time. So, I want you to know that success is yours to define and yours alone.
Mm-hmm.
Don't let anyone else write your story. You are powerful, you are capable, and you are deserving of a life that reflects your values and your desires. I want you to keep pushing forward and never forget to celebrate every step of the journey, no matter how small that step is. Remember that you've got this, and Wake Up Happy Sis is here to help you every step of the way. You can head on over to wakeuphappysis.com, get on our mailing list. You can join the get the burnout recovery quiz. That's a 14-day set of emails and things that are going to go out and remind you and give you tasks to do so that you can define success on your terms. And my brother, look, our brother DJ
Hey,
Tony always come
Tony.
in. He try
Hey,
to
hey,
come in and
hey.
support, but he forgets that it's 10 o'clock Eastern.
Yeah, yeah. How y'all doing? Happy Labor Day.
We are fabulous.
Hey,
Happy
now.
birthday to you too. So if y'all new here, this is our big brother, DJ Tony Sanchez. He's here. The eye of the storm. You see it. You see that eye right there. You see that logo.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The
We
DJ,
see it.
DJ with the most. Tell him, Tony. Even though you just got here, tell him how they can get tuned in to what you do with here at KCCR Cityscape Radio.
Sure thing. You can catch me every Saturday and Sunday night from 7 to 9 p.m. at Cityscape Radio, the Brownstone Worldwide, baby. Man, we throw it down. Last night I did an old school, nothing but old school grooves, baby. I'm talking about old school back in the day when
Mm-hmm.
mama, grandmama, big mama them was in the kitchen cooking them greens and
They was
cornbread.
and
You
then
know what I'm
they
saying?
left in. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So yeah, and then I'm probably around my birthday, I'll probably come back to Mixcloud and something like that. Just taking a little siesta right now, but it's all well. It's all well.
Yes. So over on Instagram, Golden Goddess, yes. This will be on Apple Podcasts about an hour after the show. We push this to all our podcasts. This is live right now, right now. And
Yeah.
hey, Golden Goddess, Sharonda, she said hey. She's
Hey.
and then Nalum okay, Nalumumu Casa. Oh my God, I really needed this. Thank you, ladies.
You're
This is
welcome.
why we are here to pour into you guys. Sharonda and I both are servant leaders. We both are those pourers that are going to help get your cup over that to that overflow so you have an abundance to give to other people. Okay? So make sure that you stay locked and loaded, because Thursday we're going to do the second half of this, where we're going to talk about how do we align now that we've got our boundaries, now that we've written down kind of what success means to us. And that's what we're talking about today, Tony. We're talking about redefining success on our own terms. Stop taking from what everybody else says success has to look like for us, and redefining what success means like, and what living a free, fulfilling, happy life looks like for us. So Thursday, we're going to look at how do I align my career with my values, right? With our core values, so that we're achieving long-term fulfillment. And then how do we develop a personalized success plan that really aligns with our values and our goals for our career, for our personal life, right? That's the second half. So we're going to do that on Thursday.
Thursday?
Thursday, 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Central. So we'll be back. And with that, we about out this joint. Look, 11:06. We getting so much better, Sharonda. We are getting better.
Okay, we're shaving it off. We're
shaving it down. And at some point, we're gonna come in at 56 minutes. We're gonna close the show out less than an hour. We've really never done that. We've had hour and a half shows where the topic, look, it don't be us. It'd be the guests. We haven't really had a lot of guests this season, but I'm gonna go put the call out. I've got a couple of people that want to come on, but yeah, we got a couple of people that have hit me up to come on, so I got to process those. But yes, Thursday, make sure you're here at 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Central. We're going to go to part 2 of flipping the script, redefining success on your terms. With that, we will see you Thursday. Thank you for tuning in for another episode of Wake Up Happy.